Hi guys, this is Natda's Hair and I'm presenting to you Natda's EDU. In today's class, we'll be transforming a brunette into a copper with no lightener. I used to think that hair had to be bleach blonde or pre-lightened to get that rich copper color, but that's not the case at all. So save time and money behind your chair and let's transform her with just color. Let's jump into it. This is my beautiful model Taylor, and today we're going for a copper brown color. As you can see, Taylor's natural sitting around a level 4. It might pick up a little lighter in camera, but it's pretty true to tone. Her hair is all virgin and she has slight pre-lightedness on the ends. That is going to be who this technique works for. It's going to be the ones that have balayages, that have highlights, that have toners on their hair, or any kind of virgin hair. This is not going to work for clients that have permanent color in their hair or box color, because color does not lift color. Since this is going to be such a big transformation in such a short amount of time, and it's such a quick and easy service, you really need more of these in your chair. So what I like to do behind my chair is make sure I get before and after videos to post on my social media. That way clients can relate to it and they can be like, oh, she can do my copper color I've been dying for. So I go ahead, take my iPhone or camera, whatever I'm using. I personally use an iPhone. I start at their roots just so they can see everything. I click record, and then I go ahead and put my hand underneath their hair and I walk my hand down as I'm walking the camera down. That way I get all the true reflex. I'm seeing that this is their current hair. I'm showing you everything that's going on with it, because we're going to see such a good result with this. And then since I want to show on social media her amazing transformation, I do like to take before photos. So I usually have them without a cape and not in their chair. I have them stand up straight, pinch right here between their shoulders, put their hands behind their back, and slightly lean down. I'll have them look down like I am right now and then look up. As they look up, that's when I'm gonna take their before photo. I'm gonna get the freshest look in their eyes. That way they look brand new, bright and shiny, like they're excited to have a new hair color. Since our goal is around like a 6 copper brown and she's sitting around a level 4, I need about 3 levels of lift. I want those levels of lift because I want it to look pretty bright and shiny, not really dark and hollow. So I decided to go with 40 volume from her mids to ends, and then I'm gonna do a 30 volume at her roots. I'm dumping it down a little bit at her roots because she does have some natural warmth up here from the scalp, and we don't want to get hot roots behind our chair. You can even use a lower developer than that and get a little bit of a root melt type of color. If I used a 20, I would get more of a melty color into that brighter color. Since her hair is pretty dark and the pigments are pretty tightly packed, I want to use that 40 because usually you get a level of lift each developer. So you get 1 level with 10, 2 levels with 20, 3 levels with 30, and then 4 levels with 40. But since I'm going to be using a color that's a level 6, I'm going to get all those levels, but I have something to hold it down and stay around a level 6. I'm just going to get that true to tone and opacity that those brightness levels are going to give me. Since I'm wanting a copper brown color and not like a punch you in your face copper color, I'm going to be mixing 2 different colors in one formula. I'm using a 6 gold copper and a 6 copper red. So how permanent color works is you'll have your level first, and then you'll have your primary color, and then you'll have your secondary color. The primary color is going to be the most pigment that's in that box. So again, gold copper is going to have more gold than copper because its primary color is gold. And same thing for the copper red, its primary color is copper, so it's going to have more copper than red. Now I'm going to talk about how I'm going to formulate these colors. So I'm going to use half gold copper and half copper red with 40 volume for my first bowl. I'm using 40 volume because this is a very cold shaft. We have no heat and her hair is extremely long, so we need that higher developer to open up that cuticle and let that pigment in. Then we're gonna mix the same formula for her roots with 30 volume so we avoid hot roots. For all of my clients, I like to prep their hair because you never know what shampoo they're using, what conditioner they're using, or what products at home they're using. And I really need reliable color results. Since this service can go as quick as an hour to an hour and a half, you want to get them in and get them out. So I'm prepping with Metal Detox. This pretty much just neutralizes all the metals and the minerals in her hair, so I get reliable color results and it's not fighting metals in the hair. So I just go ahead and I spray it through, and then I start mixing up her color because this does have to sit for 4 minutes. I'm also using an ammonia-free color, and what that means is it's a little bit of a gentler color. So it's not gonna bust open the cuticle like a color with ammonia would. It's gonna be softer no matter what developer I'm using. It's not gonna bam in your face lift. When you're doing an all over color, you can get tons of stainage, so I like to properly drape my clients. I start with either another cape or a backwards bib, and I'm just gonna place it in the back of their hair because I really don't want to get color all over their shirt and end up buying their shirt later on. I've definitely done that a few times in the salon. So I have her in her part line already. I'm gonna do 3 sections, so it's not gonna be your classic all over color because I'm gonna show you guys how to do it a little bit faster, and taking vertical sections is my key, which you'll see soon. So again, behind the ear and forward, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna pull that towards her face. Behind the ear and forward, I'm gonna clip that and pin that towards her face. Kind of looks like little pigtails. I like to keep it a little taut, that way they don't feel like it's all in their face. And then for my last section, I personally don't clip it. I'll just go ahead and take my comb and I'll just comb it back. Now I'm gonna get into mixing my formula. Just remember it's a 1-to-1 ratio and I'm mixing half and half. A quick pro tip to make sure that you don't get your bowls confused is just to go ahead and take one of your clips and clip it in one of the bowls. So right here I have my mids to ends, and then closest to me I have my roots. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little plastic clip and I'm just gonna place it in the bowl. That way I know that this is my roots, because you will be surprised in the middle of your service. You'll be like, which bowl is which? Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and start with application. So my favorite brush to use for all over colors or all over coppers, whatever they are, is the Fermart Emperor brush, because it has this comb on the side. So I'm gonna go ahead and unclip my client's hair. I'm gonna just go ahead and dip it in the formula, but I'm not gonna get my brush really messy. And I'm just gonna pull their hair extremely top back and start kind of stroking those baby hairs back. I don't want to stain the crap out of her forehead, let's be real. I want her to look like this is a natural color, like it grew out of her scalp.
Okay.
Once I have her hairline done, I'm gonna go ahead and just section out her whole front section. And instead of taking horizontal sections and flipping them over, I'm actually gonna take them vertical and pull them back. This way, I'm gonna get way more coverage in a quicker amount of time, and it's not gonna take me as long for application. Time is money, and you really do wanna do this service extremely fast. And always make sure when you have your root formula, since I'm just using a 30 volume, I'm not root melting it down, I'm tapping it to where her hot scalp would be, and then that's it. I don't want to bring this color down because the cold shaft starts right here. And a quick tip, if your client's uncomfortable because this isn't the most comfortable thing on the scalp, I'll give them a color brush to go ahead and scratch any of their itches. I won't give them a metal pick comb or a rat tail comb, whatever you call these, because the metal and the color usually is not supposed to be together, and they can really scratch themselves up with a metal comb versus a plastic comb. Now we're gonna get into my cold shaft application. So I'm gonna take a 1/4 inch section now that her roots are applied. I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of the hair, place it over the other hair. I'm gonna hold it pretty taut, that way I don't stain up her ear. I'm gonna tap in my 40 volume color, and I'm gonna just go ahead and apply it all the way down. I like using my comb because you really wanna make sure that this color is evenly distributed. So you're gonna go ahead and work it all the way down by applying it with your brush and combing it through.
We got to also doing the very end.
Now, as I'm taking my sections, when I'm doing this application, I also want to make sure that I'm using good saturation. So I'm treating her hair like I'm icing a cake. I want full opacity of this oxidative color. I don't want to see brown hair through her color, because then you're going to get spots of brown hair and nobody wants that. To make sure that my brush slips through this nicely, before I'm applying any more color, I'm gonna go ahead and comb it roots to ends. That way it just glides on and glides through, and I'm not getting caught in a ton of tangles. I want it to be as comfortable as it can for my clients and as efficiently as it can for me. So remember to comb the hair and not have it too tangled when you're applying this color. You can kind of see how this is all tangled up. I'm just going to softly comb through it with the end of my brush. And then I'm going to go in once it's nice and combed through and apply my color. See how nice that slides? If I wanted a more vibrant type of copper or even a vibrant type of red, but 40 volume is obviously the highest developer we're gonna go. I would incubate the cold shaft in foils. What foils are gonna do is they're gonna give it more of that punch, that extra level, or that extra oomph that you need to get that more vibrant color. Sometimes you can even do it if you're wanting a 6 copper, but you want it to be a little translucent and you want it to almost be like a hollow color. You can go ahead and use foils. That way you get that vibrant oomph. If my clients' roots are looking a little too bright while they're processing, I'll just mix a whole new formula with a lower developer or maybe a little bit more of a neutral in it. And then I'll go ahead and apply it with a brush over the top of the roots. That way it calms down the hot roots. Instead of rinsing it out and redoing a whole new application, you can just apply the color on top of the color because it's not done processing yet. And just remember, I'm not having this problem right now, but anything could happen. So watch your color as it is processing. This is gonna sit for 35 minutes. And remember, if you feel like it's taking too hot at the roots, go ahead, apply a new formula. You have a lot of wiggle room while your color is still developing. It's not set in stone, it's still working through all that pigment. Since this is such a cold shaft, I don't want to put it in a cap because I don't want her roots to be too warm. I don't need that whole incubation going on, but I do want to keep this a little warmer. So I'm just going to take the back of my plastic bib and I'm going to go ahead and apply this bib over top of her head just so I can make sure that all of this stays inside and warm. Okay, color's set, it's all applied, and now it's going to sit for 35 minutes under no heat, just natural air. Now that it's sat for 35 minutes, I rinsed my client in cooler water. I chose cooler water just to calm her scalp down. She did have 30 volume on her scalp and that can be a little irritating. So colder water can kind of calm it down. I just lightly shampooed with a Color Lock shampoo and then I conditioned her from like mids to ends. I blew her out and look at these results. The shine is absolutely amazing on this. This is no lightener, 40 volume and then 30 volume at top. There's no hot roots going on. It's nice and blended throughout. And I'm gonna show you in studio and outside lighting, but I'm gonna go ahead and style her first. Now that I finished curling her hair, since her hair is so heavy, I'm just gonna go ahead and let it cool down almost like it's a cookie. You don't wanna comb your curls out right away or else they're gonna drop, especially on really thick, dense hair like this. But now that they're cool, I'm gonna generously spray my favorite texture spray. I'm using the Next Day L'Oreal. It smells really musky, which is why I like it. And I'm just gonna go in and go ham. To give her some grit at the top of her roots, I'm gonna take my fingers, almost like a rake it up, and then spray generously. Now that I have this looking like bedhead, I'm gonna go ahead and brush this through. I'm just taking a wide tooth paddle brush because I actually want these curls to be really soft and really natural looking and almost like her hair is silk. And then to finish her off, this is my signature to make sure the hair looks super shiny in photos. I'll just take a little bit of oil. I'm using the Metal Detox oil. And when I say a little bit, I mean like a little bit. And I really rub it through my hands. And I just apply it really gently to the ends of their hair. That way in the photos, it will pick up that reflect. Who doesn't want shiny hair? Now we have our finished results. Behind my chair, I would finish this service in about an hour and a half. I would say half an hour for application, a half an hour for sitting, a half an hour for shampooing, whatever you need to do, and then a half an hour for maybe styling if it goes that long. I would charge around $200 to $255 for this color, because you're probably using a decent amount of tubes. Each permanent color tube usually costs around $10 or so. But since this service is so quick, $200 in an hour and a half is an amazing bracket to be in. Thank you so much for taking my class. If you use any of these techniques, make sure to hashtag NatDoesEDU so I can see the beautiful work you created.